Imagine you wake up on a cold, snowy Colorado morning and you're excited for the day as you get ready for work. When you head outside, you quickly realize something's wrong. You have a flat tire, and that excitement turns to anger. You take out your phone and you open up Uber to see where the nearest driver is. Unfortunately, no one's around. So then you think, why don't I check Lyft? You download Lyft, and the whole time while you're downloading Lyft and putting in the address to work, you're thinking to yourself, what if there was one app that had all of these in the same place and how much time that could save you? Whether you're traveling by bus, train, or electric scooter, we've got you covered with Commuter. And let me introduce you to the team behind the dream. We have Yasmin, Aaron, Gada, Riyadh, Tyler, and myself, Jacob.
So our original how might we statement was how might we incentivize the use of public transportation for commuters and students to help alleviate traffic and help benefit local businesses. However, we conducted some user interviews, and by seeing the user experience, we realized that a lot of people were worried about public health and they had concerns of safety. And a lot of them were just really stubborn. They did not want to use public transportation. So we thought we could offer alternative forms of transportation. So we changed our how might we statement to include those aspects.
So we all did interview many stakeholders, including a representative from the RTD, and our stakeholders shared concerns about safety on public transportation and how they can get rewarded when they choose using public transportation to help the environment. And we noticed that the rewards page would encourage the majority of our stakeholders to use Commuter. However, many had concerns about the pandemic and social distancing. Most of them were worried about the hygiene of public transportation.
And this will all start with our initial prototype where we integrated our how might we statement. We started simple with the homepage, RTD, and a rideshare app and a reward page. After further interviews, we decided to add a COVID-19 page, a helpline to contact local authorities in case of an emergency, and a reviews page for the app.
So each of us designed a prototype, and from that, everybody was able to put their own unique perspective on what their idealization of a prototype would look like. This was great because with multiple prototypes, we were able to get a lot of user feedback. This first prototype, there was a lot of positive user feedback regarding the different pages for transportation, and this was incorporated into our final product. We also addressed a huge concern from our initial prototype, which was funding. So we decided to put advertisements in, and this brought no negative user feedback. The second prototype, people responded to the search functionality of it, specifically the use of the map and the pie chart, which displays the different methods of transportation you use and the amount of points you get for using that. The third prototype, users love the organizational structure of the reward system. We were able to gauge what specific rewards users were expecting to see for the app. And this last prototype, users really responded to the sign-in page and the COVID information page, given that we're in a pandemic. From all this, we gained a lot of user insight from these prototypes. On demo day, we were able to redefine our color scheme with a color palette that was more appealable to the users. And we also developed a video game page for users to play while waiting for their rideshare, which will be discussed more in detail later. Throughout each process, we were able to continually fine-tune a working prototype into what we now consider our final prototype.
Here's the final prototype, the bread and butter. You can tell that we have changed the whole aspect of the design. We picked a new color scheme and we kept the sign-in page the same. But when you look on the right, you can see that this is the main page where you can see the map and all the options you have to use. And the reason why our app is so much different than others, because the more you use the app, the more points you get that help you with different things you can use around the city, like food, shopping, all different kinds. And then we also added a feature so you can play games. And this is also friendly to the elderly and younger people. So there's chess and checkers, and it all works out. But we also, the way we're going to fund this is through using ads. And that's what we got back from the feedback from the users. They think using the ads won't be too much and it won't bother them. And so that's how we will fund the app.
And don't forget, whether you're traveling by car, bus, or scooter, we've got you covered with Commuter. Thank you guys for listening, and feel free to share your questions.